The College of Charleston was founded in 1770 and chartered in 1785. Until 1970, the school was an all-white university. Facing financial turmoil in 1970, the college went public and became desegregated. Set in the city of Charleston, South Carolina, the history of the college and its community is quite extensive. Established as Charlestown in 1670, Charleston became one of the largest ports in the New World. Up until the end of the Civil War, the population of Charleston was roughly comprised of 50% African American slaves and has been at the center of segregation and degradation of America's black population ever since. The Charleston Police Department has been run by all-white Christian men until the inauguration of Reuben Greenberg in 1982 as the city's police chief. At the time, the department was in turmoil following the suicide of the previous police chief and numerous claims of officers brutalizing black teens. Reuben Greenberg became the first black and Jewish police chief in Charleston, and made many changes to quell problems of racial discrimination, including requiring officers to participate in diversity training and also requiring all officers to have at least a bachelor's degree. Even with these reforms, however, the city of Charleston has continued to face its issues with racial profiling to this day. In recent months, these issues have come to involve College of Charleston students. The first example occurred in early 2009, when two African American students from the college were walking in downtown Charleston when they passed three intoxicated white students. The black students asked if the white students needed help getting home, and the white students questioned the black students as to why they were talking to them. The black students responded and said they were only trying to help and see if the girl that was with them needed any assistance. According to the black students, the two white men in the group kept telling the black students to walk away and get away from them. The black students walked away when the white students subsequently called the City of Charleston Police Department and complained about two black individuals harassing them who also had a gun. When the police arrived at the scene, they found that the black students did not have a gun, and also that the white girl who was with the two white men continually told the police that the black students were only trying to help her. However, no police report was filed regarding the false complaint, and the white students were released from the situation while the black students were held for hours longer for questioning. Incidences like this one have been repeating themselves all too often in the last few years. They involve misunderstandings between police officers and students who are not racially sensitive when they need to be. In addition to all these incidences, there is an overall concern that students, especially African American students, do not feel comfortable when CPD officers are present downtown. This stems from the fact that students typically do not have any positive interaction with officers, as they typically only interact when they are at a party that is broken up. In response to these problems, I coordinated with the Charleston Police Chief to have a meeting scheduled between 6 students and the Chief to discuss these issues. I coordinated this meeting because I felt the best way to address these issues was to have an open dialogue with the police to see what we could do to work together and solve these problems. The students and myself met twice before that meeting in the MPHC house late at night for hours to discuss strategy, ideas, and rhetoric to use with the meeting with the Chief. During our meeting with the Chief, we presented our concerns and stated that we wanted to come up with strategies to better the relationship between the College of Charleston students, especially minority students, and the police department. Following a 2-hour meeting, we decided upon a series of strategies that we would work to implement to begin bettering this relationship. The first strategy is that we decided I would work with the Chief to form a small committee of students to meet with him once a month to see where our individual interests could overlap and where headway could be made in the short term and the long term. The first meeting of this group is scheduled for December 1st, and the group includes students involved in groups from all over campus. The group also decided upon other initiatives to allow for CPD to interact with students on more occasions than when they currently see each other. We are hoping to schedule CPD to come to speak to students during orientation when they are freshmen, and to have a mock police boot camp day on campus so students can get a better understanding of the training police undertake to become a police officer. Hopefully these meetings and further interaction will allow for students to feel more comfortable and safe with CPD present in our community. Hopefully, these action items and others that the small committee comes up with will work to better our relationship and work to eliminate the memories of the difficult relationships blacks and police have had in the South for many years. Our studies in African American studies have showed us that much work still needs to be done to better these tumultuous relationships, but hopefully efforts such as these will help to carry on the work that civil rights leaders have been doing for years to ensure African Americans are not targeted by police or any other group in their communities.